What would you do if you only had 6 months to live? This is a Roadkill production. I am Vanholio. Manifestos on life, the universe, and living in a van down by the river at Vanholio.com. So I ask you, sir, what would you do if you only had 6 months to live? See, Vanholio ain't got much wisdom, but he's learned to ask himself this simple question. If I only had 6 months to live, what would I do? Then I plan accordingly. The power of that question came to me some years ago. I was going through a rough patch, you see, a breakup with my ex. I'd always seen us together, getting old together, dying together. I didn't know what the fuck to do. I was totally lost. Then somehow, that very question, what would I do if I only had 6 months to live, why it came to me. And the answer? I told myself I'd sell everything up, buy an RV, go sit my ass in Big Bend National Park, and write a novel. That was my guiding star. After I moved out with the ex, I did something close. I stayed in my friend's country deer hunting trailer for the summer. I wrote a crappy first draft of a novel, and I guarantee it'll never see press, trust me. I was miserable after the breakup, but on the other hand, I was thrilled with how I was living. That was years ago, and I've gone down some wrong paths since then, but that guiding star has always been in my vision. Today, the answer is almost the same. I travel and write. Hence Vanholio.com, right? So today, I'm an OTR van dweller doing just that. It's a miracle life in my estimation, this living in a van down by the river. So I ask you, what's your vision? What would you do if you only had 6 months to live? If that answer is you want to spend more time with family, why find a way to work less or maybe have longer vacations together, like going into teaching or to have summers off or something of that sort. Would you want to walk the Appalachian Trail? Well, start backpacking on vacations and set aside money to take on the AP one of these days. Want to make sure your kids and your significant other have a house owned free and clear? Well, prioritize your spending to pay that sucker off. You know, get in a couple extra payments a year. You'll be out of that from under that pretty quick. Want to just work in your garden? Well, maybe look at going into market farming or community gardening or shit, I don't know. The point is that while in the real world you might not exactly hit your dream, you can get damn close if you're honest about what you want. And that's the hard thing with us, is being honest about what we want, not what seems like a good idea, what we ought to or shoulda, or you know, what other people say, but what we really want deep in our hearts. So what I recommend to you is to ask yourself that very question. What would you do if you only had 6 months to live? Now, for me, for Vanholio, what I found getting into van dwelling and writing in the end, you know, it wasn't that hard to get into. Yeah, I had to make some plans and make some sacrifices. It took some time to pull everything together. But the logistics flowed easier than I expected once I set myself that goal. You know, it's making the fucking decision that's hard. So I ask you again, one final time, what would you do if you only had 6 months to live? This has been a Roadkill production. I am Vanholio. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and visit Vanholio.com for my latest manifestos. Vanholio, signing off.